Yeah, fuck it, let's roll.
You sure you're not blurred?
Fucking hope not. Shouldn't be. Focus on the chair, so it should be fine.
There you go. Hey, welcome back everybody to another episode of Eat Time, episode 213. There's a jam-packed shit to talk about in this episode, and I got Echo with me, so I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing.
We'll find out. It is what it is at the end of the day. I'm here to discuss the Gundam Build Fighters crossover.
Pretty much. We got 2 new ride lines, a couple of new announcements, and a whole product stream to cover.
God, I was actually so excited for it. I actually can't wait to get into it.
There we go. So without further ado, let's just jump straight in.
Hey, yes, package for Mr. Top Deck Heroes.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. Mr. Top Deck Heroes. Mr. Top Deck Heroes, package. Man, another one? What is with this guy? Mr. Top Deck Heroes. Again.
Oh, Melody again.
Mr. Top Deck Heroes. Your package. Oh, God. Thank you. That was heavy. What's in that one?
Oh, trading cards.
Cards. Was every one of them cards?
Yeah.
How can you afford that?
Oh, that's interesting you say that. I got it from this voiceful bit.
Secret.
Man, these people are crazy.
It's no secret. 50 cards. Use code TD Heroes for a discount.
And as always, start us off with a simple common Dancer Divine Sword Deanna. It's a grade 2 10k that just says continuous rigor. If your other unit was placed on rigor from deck this turn, this unit gets powered 10k. Simple, straightforward.
I mean, this works really well in if you choose to run this in Misty Arc, that works kind of cool because you always have Habitat, right? Like the top 7 search.
Misty Arc, so it's a Keter card.
It's a cat. Oh, I'm blind, Lamau.
I know there's a lot of green, but it's a Keter card.
In my defense, I woke up half an hour ago. I'm gone. I just saw the green. I'm like, yo, Stoicheia cards.
No, like there's not many Stoicheia decks to call from deck. There's a lot of Keter.
There's Misty Arc. What do you mean?
Jesus Christ.
That'd be decent. Like this works pretty well in Azul, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's kind of cool. Like the deck doesn't have numbers, but this helps. It feels cool.
I mean, it does have the promo that gives the extra numbers, which is nice.
True, it does. Yeah, you're right.
But overall, simple, straightforward comment. Honestly, just simple abilities usually how the way to go. This ain't a simple ability.
Oh, God. So this is active lyrical. Achi, grade 1 for lyrical. Double rare this time. Also, when this unit is placed on Rayguard cycle, other than by a unit's effect ability, CB1, choose a normal order from your drop zone and put it into your hand. I mean, to be fair, a lot of lyrical decks are order-based now, but like, I'm only really familiar with Wallista. Although I feel like this works really well in the, is it Kyoka, the magazine deck, doesn't it? Or is magazine not normal order?
Kyoka can use this because it uses magazines. Technically, you can run this in Laura Narrow because she wants her set orders. If you by chance, actually, just grabs a normal order, so ignore that.
Letitia can use it now, doesn't it? Doesn't Letitia have a normal order now?
Letitia has 2 normal orders, so she can use it. Because it has that promo
that we just got.
Correct. Technically, Clarissa
can, but...
Clarissa can, because she also has a normal order, but you don't want. It's an interesting. I'm shocked that's a double rare. That's my shock.
To be fair, I think it's only double because of like how generic it is and the fact that it does kind of work in most of them. Because I think the only one I can think of that actually calls from deck would be like Wallista. I think all the others just have effect, but they don't call from deck per se. So this I feel like this is like generic enough to where I can see it.
Actually, I know exactly where this would fit really well, and it's Fennel.
Fennel?
The trick-or-treat.
No, oh yeah, the bunny guy, yeah.
Because you can place this on the rear guard with the order or any other ability, or just place it and then just recycle an order.
True.
It's weird. I feel like I feel like the lyrical ride line we're going to get next week is going to elaborate on this because I feel like a little bit out of place. Lyrical support cards have been really weird because they've been super generic.
The gimmick's going to be for next week? The goth girls.
I don't know. We'll discuss that in a bit. We just need to cover real quick the other card for lyrical that got leaked. And this one is supporting the quick start deck with powerful dash with Gleaming Smile Delphina.
Can you fit everything on a card? Maybe not.
If you crunch it enough. Her ability is auto rearguard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If your rearguard was returned to hand this turn, Soul Blast 1, retire this unit. Choose a grade 3 or greater card with Marlene in its card name from your soul or drop. Put it on the bottom of your deck. If you choose a card grade 2 or greater card with the same card name as any of your units from your drop and put it into hand.
Wait, hang on. Let me get it. So, okay, 1 second. Let me wrap my head around this. Sorry. So, if you return a rearguard, Soul Blast 1, that's fine. Grade 3, Marlene is the quick start deck card, right?
Correct, which her gimmick is returning a rearguard and recalling it, so you're always going to have it active.
So she recycles a copy of her. She recycles a persona ride that you can search. That's fine. If you chose a card, choose a grade 2 or greater card with the same name as any of your units from your drop, and put it into your hand.
Yep.
Sure. So as long as you have something in drop zone, you can bounce the rearguard.
No. So you choose anything from drop that's on your board and bounce it to hand.
From drop, isn't it?
So you grab So you grab a persona ride.
From
Soul
okay,
drop.
Okay, got it.
And then you can grab any unit on your board from drop to hand.
Sure. Okay. That makes sense. God,
you can grab support grade 2s. If you for some reason have a PG on the board, you can grab a PG from drop. Ideally, if all of them are out of deck, you put a persona ride on the bottom of your deck and you grab a persona ride to hand.
Wait, that's so cool. So the really neat thing. You know how you said if you have a PG for some reason?
Yeah.
Because it's a battle phase skill, you can do the effect, get a PG and then PG with a Eureka and bounce it again.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like, that's neat. That's cool. Wait, no, grade 2 or greater.
Whole ride line
no, you can't. It's grade 2 or greater.
Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah, it's grade 2 or greater. My point is you just...
Bullshit.
Can't break it, all right?
Fuck.
Can't break it, but all of these have been doing the same thing, putting persona rides back in the deck and doing stuff. Actually, let's go into the ride line.
It's the soup boy. This is the new starter for the Blangmire. Is that how I say it? Blangmire ride line for Dark States, so the fated one of 0. This is Cavity Maligia, which is just a grade 0 starter for Dark States. Normal effect. When this unit is rolled upon, if you want second, draw a card.
Yeah,
I'm actually very excited to get into this deck. I am a big fan. I know. Big fan.
Dude, you and me both. And the grade 1 starts it off so well and very generic. I was actually shocked because we have Hollow Raptor. It's a grade 1 for this ride line. And it says auto when this unit is rode upon by Vacant Fang, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Put all of the grade 1 or greater cards into Soul from among them and put the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. If you put 2 or more cards into Soul, draw a card.
That's pretty good. Thing is, it's good Soul Charge as well. Do you reckon Almajester starts using this maybe?
No, because Almajester actually does want to Soul Charge
it wants the triggers, right? More than anything, yeah. I guess.
I will say one thing when I read this effect, and I was a little bit pissed. This is just a fucking upgraded Chaos ride line.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, bro, it's different names. What do you mean?
You know what the Chaos ride line did, right?
Yeah.
The grade 1?
Yeah,
It just put 2 normal units. So if you saw orders or triggers, it went to the bottom of the deck and didn't draw you a card even. It's like, I'm jealous, man. I'm jelly.
It's funny. You lose nothing. Oh, I guess you lose their Chaos named. Oh, well. But speaking of Vacant Fang, the grade 2 in the ride line says when this is roded upon by a grade 3 with Blind Maya and its card name, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, put all grade 1 or greater cards into your soul from among them and shuffle the deck. If you put 2 or more into soul, draw a card. So this is the same as the grade 1 skill, except you shuffle at the end. So you get to shuffle all those triggers back so you can check them.
Exactly. So it guarantees you, your grade 1 guarantees you don't soul charge the triggers you saw. And then the grade 2 guarantees you shuffle those triggers for your, main boss turn.
Hell yeah, baby.
I actually love the fucking thought process behind it.
I think I am actually, I was saying this before, like, I am pretty impressed with how they've been doing Divine so far. Like, they've been giving a lot of cool, like, really cool effects like commons and rares, and the ride lines feel like... They feel generic, but a bit less, like, boring generic, if that makes sense. Like, they do something the deck wants to do, but in a way that, like, other decks can use it, technically. This is Blind Maya Lock, that's fine. But exactly. you can still give up on this skill and still get the first skill for, like, depending if your Dark States deck wants that. Like, that stuff feels pretty good.
Time for the boy himself, potentially my new Dark States main.
Wait, question. Is there a world where you go... Where if you can choose the Blind Maya ride line and then go into Bruce, just so you have the guaranteed soul for the final rush?
I mean, you don't really need to. You always have the guaranteed soul for the final rush.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. I just want to try and bring that
turn
deck back.
4.
I still want to try and bring that deck back, man.
Dude, bring Bruce back by giving us a turn 3 final rush, and I'll bring it back right away. Anyway, Faded 1 of 0, Blangmeyer.
It's the boy.
It's
the boy.
Auto Vanguard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, bind 2 or more up to 4 cards from Soul face down, and you may draw a card. If you bound 4 or more cards, your opponent chooses 2 of their rear guards and binds them face down. And then this unit gets power 5k until the end of that battle for every 2 face down cards in your bind zone.
Gandiva died 2023. Blind Maya was born 2024. Welcome back, Scarlet Bow General Gandiva.
Yeah, I was about to say that, Jesus Christ. But before we continue, Divine Skill, Auto Vanguard at the beginning of the guard step of the battle that this unit attacked. If your bind zone has 8 or more face down cards, you may have this unit get critical +1 until the end of turn. If you do, your opponent cannot call or play Sentinels from hand until the end of turn. Choose one of your opponent's Vanguards, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, all of your opponents and that unit's abilities are nullified.
The weird thing is, in a way, I think this Divine Skill is like one of the best ones, only because it says in the beginning of the guard step.
Yes.
So you can kind of just sit there and just be like, you know what? Actually, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I'm going to use my first skill, draw a card, and I was like, I'm fine.
Yeah, it can just be like attack, draw a card, you draw OT, and you're like, nah, actually, I'm alright. Like, I'm good. I'll leave that for later.
Dude.
Maybe another time.
I do want to piggyback what you said, because you're completely right. The first time I read this, I was like, fuck, this actually helps Gandiva. It does give him only 4k power buff, but any power buff to Gandiva is more than enough. But any other deck outside of Gandiva, this just fucking sucks.
Wait,
because
does this do anything for Gandiva?
Good sir, you're binding their units face down.
Right, oh, is it their units? Wait, huh?
You bind
wow,
4.
Yes, it does. It choose 2 of theirs, sure. I thought it just retires theirs. I was looking at your, like, bind.
No. You made the Gandiva joke.
Yeah, because you're binding your own cards.
Yeah, but your cards don't count to their count.
Yeah,
you actually are binding their cards.
Gandiva's still a viable deck. I will die on this hill. It's valid. It's playable.
It is, but my point is the fact that if you go for the full 4 and bind 2 of theirs, you're actually helping Gandiva because you're binding their own units. Outside of that...
Insane. Well, but in fact, it wouldn't matter because you nuke their abilities, right? You nuke their Gandiva's passive.
Well, yeah, but they can... We're going to get to that. But outside of that, it's this is like, oh, your unit, not only going to get rid of it, I'm going to make sure you don't have access to it anymore. So stuff like crossover dress.
Shut the fuck up. We have an order for this. We have an order for that.
Hold on. Does it work? Does it work for bind face down? Or does it just work for bind period?
It's bind or bot deck.
Okay.
Yeah, it's when you bind a bot deck, you would basically add all the trick stars in the original dress to your hand, and the rest of it goes to drop zone.
Yeah.
So like it's a substitution effect, I'm pretty sure. So I think it gets around it. But no, the nice thing as well is like because with the Sentinel restriction, it's call or play. We got Elementaria counters, baby! Fuck Elementaria, sack you on a piece of shit. Woo! Get this shit out of my game.
This card went from this card literally turned the phrase PG or GG into OT or GG, because if you don't have a 50k shield in hand for that turn, this is going to get super dangerous, because not only the Vanguard's double critical, but we're going to read some support cards that are going to make this fucking shit nutty.
Wait, did you see, you know how we were talking about, like, oh, does it, like, negate the passive OT skills, like Dark States and Lyrical?
It does for that turn.
So it does, but did you read, like, a yellow card's description of it?
No?
He's just like, if I wear my tidy whities and I shit my tidy whities and Blankmire activates his divine skill and my tidy whities become clean, at the end of my turn, will my tidy whities be stained again? It's like, yes, they will. Ooh, this is mine. This card's so fucking good. The fact that it's so rare is unreal. So this is
100%.
Single Strike Shatter Colossus, which is a grade 3 for Dark States, and take Gear Colossus, and it's rare. It's a rare, which is insane to me. And it is auto and rearguard cycle. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if your bind zone has 4 or more face down cards, you may have this unit gains plus 10k until the end of battle. If you do, at the end of the battle, put this into Soul. And then a second skill of when this is put into Soul by a card's ability itself. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Blankmire in its name, cost to bind this card face down and draw a card. So this is just 23k or 33k. Swing, put it to Soul, bind itself, draw a card. If you have 2 of these, that's 6 on turn 3. That is insane.
There's a world where in the quick start decks for Dark Sage, there's a very similar card that says when this card is put into Soul, Soul blast 2 cards that are not itself to draw a card, right?
Uh-huh.
It doesn't specify that it needs to be put by the Vanguard's ability. It's just like this card. When this card is put into Soul by a card's ability, you do the thing. So for that quick start deck, I've been testing out with a specific grade 1 that I might put in here. Emphasis on might, because this thing just does a lot of good stuff on its own. So I don't see the point. But it's a Diabolos grade 1. 6k power. That literally says when this unit is placed, choose one of your other rear guards, put it into Soul, look at the top card of your deck, and then call it to rear guard or put it into Soul as well.
I think I know who you're thinking of. I can't remember its fucking name though.
It's right here around me somewhere. I'm not pulling it. My point is,
damn it.
for the quick start deck, it was a really cool card to go, well, this grade 3 is good, but I need better cards. Put it to Soul, Soul Blast 2, draw a card, Soul Charge maybe a little bit more. For this deck, it's a similar concept of you can potentially just do this in the main phase, put this into Soul, bind it, draw a card, maybe get something else. Like, for example, this double rare grade 1 you want to kind of search out and play, because it's also fucking bonkers. We got Evoke Alchemist.
Well, the Duskizu card goes so hard.
I know.
So
Continuous rigor during the battle of this unit boosted. If you have a grade 3 greater Vanguard Blankmire in its card name, this unit gets power 5k, making it a 13k booster. And then it has auto. When this unit boosts a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Blankmire in its card name, this unit gets power 2k until the end of that battle, making it a 15k booster now. If your bind zone has 4 more cards face down, which, let's be honest, is not going to be hard in Blankmire, Canner Blast 1, choose one of your front row rear guards, stand it. If your bind zone has 8 or more face down cards, that unit gains power 15 until the end of fucking turn.
The insane thing as well is like that it effectively makes it so that like that unit is also boosted by this.
Yeah,
which is it's so good.
It's so fucking. Dude, like, let's
So
say
how long until we get a card that just says when this is restored, restand something?
Dark Stage does not have anything of that. Actually,
I mean, it surely will eventually work, because you're going to have to make a 5 attack deck with this somehow. Eventually.
Hold up. There actually does technically exist a card. And hold up, there might be a magical Christmas land where this might work, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Okay, so to kind of elaborate, there technically is a card that when it stood, it should stand something else. Unfortunately, it's so restricted to everything else that it probably can't work in this deck. Yeah, it's a fucking Bruce card.
Early standard design to be like.
No. It's a set 12 Bruce card. It's the fucking final burst thing where it says when your Vanguard attacks, if you're on final burst, it stands a column. Yada yada yada.
Yeah, Gino, right? Double R.
So it doesn't stand something because it's stood. It just lets itself stand because you're doing shenanigans.
Yeah.
So no, Dark Knight still does not have a card that you stand it, stand something else.
I just like how like Violence Bruce, Vehemence Bruce got like 5 attacks and the deck still has.
Yeah, because it has no plussing. They took away Marjorie, which is the best fucking card since set 1. Just retrain Marjorie, give her a better ability, and just set a Diabolos name in there. No, give her just Diabolos.
Oh yeah, because you can't do a final burst if you're not whole board isn't Diabolos. El Bozo.
100% El Bozo. Alright, but we saw a really good rare. We saw a really good double rare. And then Blandmeyer on top of all of that. That is the wrong card. Blandmeyer on top of all of that got a triple rare support card as well.
Gimme.
Because it's like, why the fuck not? So I want to, before you read this card, I want everybody listening and watching, if they don't know what this card does yet, which you should, just keep in mind, activate Divine Skill, no Sentinels for the turn. Now go.
Yeah. So this is Steam Raider Zamoog, which is a grade 2 for obviously Dark States, which is auto when this is placed on Rearguard cycle. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Blangedmire on its card name, counterblast 1. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, put any number of cards into Soul from among them, and shuffle the deck. If you put 1 or more cards into Soul, you may draw a card. And then auto on Rearguard cycle when this attacks. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Blangedmire on its card name, and this unit's critical is 1 or less, cost Energy Blast 3, this gets plus 5k power, plus 1k crit until the end of that battle. No Sentinels, by the way.
So why the fuck not? Why not have 4 attacks coming at you that are all double critical, only one of them you can PG?
Imagine going like on Persona right turn, just because that's when you're gonna have the 8, right? You're gonna go like swing with this, that's like gonna be like what, 25 plus 8k boost, so 33. Then Vanguard swings, you null their PGs. Because the issue with Magmire is it only nulls at like they get one fight of PGs, like one battle.
Yeah, but you still get 20k power to Blandmeyer because you're 8 face down cards.
Yeah,
he's getting boosted by a 15k, so he's already at 48.
This will be 40k 2 crit, no Sentinels.
Yeah,
very cool.
Not to mention the other column, whatever it might be, that's also double crit, no Sentinels.
Oh, another copy of this. What do you mean?
Yeah.
That's so insane. This card's
on top of that, his first fucking skill is good, sir. The one thing you gotta understand is ride line, you deck fin. Yeah. Ride line, you deck fin, and then every time he plays this, you keep deck finning.
Yeah, card's unreal. This is insane. This is such a good card.
There's so many cool stuff you can add to this. A lot of people have been jumping into the episode Swirler Pandemonium Tactics thing. I kind of see the potential in the sense of just power gain. I don't like it. The issue is you're going to soul charge so many triggers just because you deck it so much. Exactly. This deck's deck fins so specifically that your deck is actually nice and compressed. Why would you randomly soul charge for? Yeah, it's the same logic that like Jet had, where like because you draw so much and you compress quite a bit, you never wanted to like blind soul charge. It's why Zargon became so popular. You never wanted to like just blind soul charge. Because you've seen me and Eric do it. How many games have you seen us go call Swirler, soul charge OT, and you've gone like okay, copium. Sure. No, but I feel so lucky that we just have this whole like insane ride line just drawn by Izuka. Like that shit looks unreal. Like the whole ride line looks insane. There's a combo I'm testing out that I think is going to fit really well in this deck. And it's of course a combination of Orenis, the set 11 Soul Blast 1 if you play the order look at top 5. Yeah. Because just free more deck finning and you have more enough soul. Combined with the Cage of Furious Stars. Oh yeah, no, I've seen one of what's a couple of guys in my locals have been testing something similar. Because Cage of Furious Stars literally it's a grade 3 order that just has the ability of Soul Charge 1, choose a card from Soul, call it a rare, or gain 5k. Yeah. Because your ride line so specifically since normally it's just call anything from deck, basically. Exactly. It just becomes a selection of anything in your deck. Yeah. Exactly. On top of that,
So
if you
good.
call the grade 2, it actually works because it got called by a non-unit ability. So you can call the grade 2, gain it at 5k, and then Soul Blast and look at top 5. So for one order, you made 2 units.
Yeah. The cool thing is, I'll send you, after we're done recording, I'll send you a list we've been kind of toying with. It feels very good. Like
I think I'm still going to add swirlers in there just for...
Swirlers, I think, are
I don't
okay,
know.
yeah. So,
I don't know.
the issue with swirlers, like a lot of your cards don't soul charge, they put to soul. So it doesn't even proc, so you kind of go like, like, do I really want to force in soul charge just to like gain 5k or like a 40k column? Like,
Testing is necessary.
Yeah,
Testing
for sure.
is necessary. Anyway.
But I'm very excited for this. It's very cool.
That was it for Bladmeyer, and now we get to move on to some other stuff, and surprisingly, we got some jail
fast.
support.
Going fast makes me feel alive, Philip. Look at him, he's so speedy.
Full Excel Officer. It's a grade 1 rare that just says, act rearguard once per turn. If your order zone has a prison, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and imprison it in your prison. If you did not imprison a rearguard, this unit gets 10k until the end of the turn, making an 18k attacker booster.
Ooh.
Honestly, not bad. It's a Soul Blast 1, pop something off the board, or just, I want attacker. I want
So
a
here's the thing.
beefy
So
attacker.
Prison doesn't use a staggering amount of soul, because whenever they do, it's binding. It's like good use of soul for them. Like you get something out of it. You don't like have a whiff on it. But I feel like if you've gotten all your effects off, like, do you really need an extra 10k? Like when you're swinging with 40k to crit, is like the 50k really going to make a difference?
Not really. Because
especially
the
when
biggest
like,
thing
the
with
soul is
Prison
like
right
Aggro
now,
Rouge, for example, like Macarite.
Prison honestly right now is in such a good spot because it has all its prison cards, and then the 2 main cards I think they use the most resource and just propel the deck is a grade 1 that lets you counterblast, look at top 5 and call units because
the
it's
deck has
just
no counter
insane.
charge. Yeah, deck has no CC.
Yeah, and then on top of that, the promo that anytime something's called from prison, Soul Blast 1, draw a card, and that is your soul for the extra plussing.
Yeah. Like that's crazy. Like the thing with prison now is it has so much like burst imprisonment that like the way you tend to win is because your opponent has to commit an entire turn's worth of resources to just like empty the prison. They have to empty it, so they have to commit so much to emptying it. Because like I ended up playing into it. There's a guy at our locals who plays it, and I ended up losing to it at the percent shop challenge like 2 weeks ago, just because I was playing Luan. They imprisoned my whole board. I was like, well, I'm gonna have to commit everything to get all this stuff out, which when you don't really get to do anything on your own turn. So it ends up just overwhelming you. But the deck's insane. The deck feels so good right now.
Anyway, that card actually didn't come alone. Actually got a little bit of extra, buddy.
So this is a blitz order for Darkseid Brand Gate called Freezing Wave, which you play with a Soul Blast 1, and choose one of your units being attacked. It gets plus 10k until the end of that battle for each rested set order in your order zone. Ooh.
So there's multiple decks that can use this.
Cool. So you can use this, and the one that jumps to my mind is, I know they say Archite given by that art, but my brain's saying Heroes.
It's Heroes, Archite, and the new ride line we're going to talk about here in a bit.
Yes, sir. I love the art, though. The art goes so hard.
The fact that it's 10k for each means that in Heroes, if you play it correctly, that's 30k in one blitz order, potentially 40k. 30 is almost guaranteed because they want 3. If they get the 4th, it's just an added bonus. They want to get to 3.
Yeah.
In Archite, it's the same thing. They want to get to 3. And if they have a 4th one, great. Which,
I mean, Ava
30 to 40k shield
Ava can use the grade 3 order to like give 5ks out.
Yeah, but that's then just a 10k shield. And do you really want to put this in Ava when you only have it?
30. It rests 3 orders.
It does rest 3 or no, it only rests. No, it does rest.
No,
it is a 30k shield in Ava. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
right.
It's 30k per instance of blue order that you proc. Because if you have like more than that, like you normally won't because it's counter charge and recycle. But like,
so all the decks that they can use, Eva, monsters, heroes, and the new ride line we're going to talk about, it's a minimum fucking 30k shield almost at all times.
Ava always does the 5k rest as well. Because like, why wouldn't you? Like, not if you're dying for soul.
This is actually this is a more powerful blitz order than I initially thought.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a common as well. Like that's what I mean with Divines. Like Divines is doing such cool things with commons and rares. Like it feels like there's so much less like bulk.
There really is.
Ooh.
Another rare we got for Stoicheia, a grade 1, Inspiring Archer Elena. No, this is a Stoicheia one this time. Continuous rigor during your turn. If you do not have another rearguard with the same card name as this unit, all of your grade 0 rearguards get power 5k.
That is very cool. It's not stackable, but like that's still pretty good.
Yeah, but this combined with the order that already gives every grade 0 5k, you can make it just a whole board of plant tokens that are just like beef. You put this in Robo, this could get really dangerous.
This is just a 0 investment Robo. Actually, I don't know if it's right. I think it might be more like, is it Claudine? The
Claudine could use this, yeah. Claudine could use this.
Because Robo like doesn't have that many grade 0s for the most part, because you're going to sack them all for your main phase, right?
No, Robo does have grade 0s. The Momoke tokens are grade 0, and usually you just make plant tokens in the back row that have boosters.
Yeah. Oh, it's just grade 0. Sure. The Momoke is grade 0. Sure, yeah, no, that's pretty decent then. Holy shit.
It can work.
Yeah. I don't know if you have space in Robo, though. Robo is like really tight. I feel like
it depends on what you want to
might fit it
sacrifice.
some more. Oh no, Granfia this sucks in. Never mind.
Yeah, no.
Because Granfia only has the one grade 0.
True.
My son. He has returned. This is my boy, Kamui the Great's robot. What do you mean? So this is the brand new official Nova Grappler ride line for Divines. I believe the archetype name is just Visor. But this is the starter Roto Visor, which is auto, obviously, when the unit's rode upon with second draw card. But we're gonna get to it, but like thematically, I love this deck. Thematically, this is
You're
so
not
cool.
completely wrong. We can actually say this is the official introduction of Nova Grapplers inside a standard, because the grade 1 Elita Rotovisor, the ride line card, says auto when this unit is rode upon by a grade 2 card with Rotovisor in its card name, search your deck for up to 1 arena card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle the deck. And an auto rearguard when your other unit in the same column as this unit stands by a card's ability. This unit gets power 5k until... Oh, sorry. This unit. Oh, yeah. This unit gets power 5k until the end of turn.
Yeah.
I thought it was that unit. I thought the translation was that unit.
No, so I think it's when the other unit stands, it gains 5k.
Yeah, I don't think this grade 1 gains 5k. I think this grade 1 gives the 5k to the thing that stood in front of it.
That would make sense, but that might just be a mistranslation. That's not a big deal. We'll find out.
Well, I'm finding it out right now, but while I'm finding that out, here's exactly the thing I was talking about, that this is literally Nova Grappler.
Yeah, no, so for people who aren't aware, like, the reason we're saying this as well is, this is obviously the older name, but this is, like, canonically the Nova Grappler arena, like, the Nova Grapplers. Because the lore is they're basically just, like, a show match. They're basically like WWE, but with robots. Hence, the arena looks like half of the Gundam versus stages, and like the Gundam Build Fighters arenas. So this is the arena order. This is a rare set order for Brancade called Nova Grappler Arena Urban City, which says auto in order zone. When your unit attacks, if you have a Vanguard with Rotovisor in its card name, and another arena in your order zone did not rest this battle, rest this card. Choose one of your units that attacked, and it gets auto Vanguard Rearguard. When this unit's attack hits, countercharge 1 or energy charge 2 until the end of that battle. So the way, may clarify, when you swing, as long as you didn't rest an arena for that battle, you may rest it, and until the end of the battle, it gets a red text. So the on hit's kind of ass, but I feel like the cool thing with this is we're going to get to it later. The deck CBs a lot, but Brancade has more CC than anybody else.
True.
This is starter battle phase, so you can still kind of gauge it out somewhat. And the cool thing as well is, because your opponent doesn't really... Because you can decide on the fly if you want to trigger it or not at every single battle, you end up in a really cool position where your big numbers are going to be big and demand guard, but all of your weak numbers are going to have on-hit pressure that enables bigger numbers. So it's like, you can just decide that your like 23k swing is like actually going to have an on-hit on it. And now your opponent has to guard it. Because if they don't, well, when your Vanguard swings, you're going to guarantee a bigger swing. Because you're going to be able to CB for effect and restand a board, which is going to be very freaking cool.
And there's no shot. There's no shot this is the only arena we're going to get One, it's called Nova Grappler Arena Urban City, so there's gonna be a Nova Grappler Arena.
Nova Grappler
I don't know,
Arena, yeah.
Wastelands or something else.
And it's gonna be grade 1.
Exactly. It's gonna be something because right now the grade 1 ride line only searches one, so you have to kind of find yourself into the others.
Yeah, this is
the
Ava, this is Archive, like we've seen it before.
Yeah, because this is the grade 2 ride line's ability, the Wesser Rotovisor. See, he's in the water. There's got to be a Nova Grappler Arena underwater.
It's the water Rotovisor.
Exactly.
Very
Says,
cool.
auto, when this unit is rode upon by a grade 3 card with a Rotovisor in its card name, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 grade 3 or greater card with a Rotovisor in its card name, or up to 1 arena card from among them, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle the deck. If you did not reveal a card, you may call this card to rearguard, because if you call this card to rearguard, it has auto rearguard when this unit attacks. If you have a Vanguard with Rotovisor's card name, this unit gets power 5k until the end of that battle, making a 15k attacker.
Yeah, but the thing is, well, because of the grade 1, the reason I think the grade 1 is worded correctly is because that means this plus the grade 1 is a 28k column.
The grade 1 is not worded correctly. It actually gives that unit 5k power.
Oh, so it's 20 plus 8, sure. Okay.
So it'll still give the power, but the point is, because no shock here because of the grade 1's ability, we're going to have restanding stuff.
Yeah.
That means that grade 1 can stay rested, but still give
still
power.
Gives 75 with the power, yeah. That's fair. That's
exactly.
Fair. And that means if you stand
of
the grade 1, you're technically giving it an extra 5 on top of it.
Exactly.
Cool.
Also, I think we're going to get more grade 3 Rotovisors.
Yeah, because it's a grade 3 with Rotovisor in its card name, yeah. Or it's a Persona Researcher, which is POG.
Exactly. Wait, does it say or arena card?
Yes.
Or up to 1 arena card, so yeah.
Yeah.
So you only have really 6 search targets at this current moment.
But that's okay, we'll survive. I'm sure we'll survive.
There's
the
got to
grade
be
3,
more than that.
my boy is so fucking back, baby. I can't get Victor, but I'll settle for this. So this is Granzel Rotovisor, which is the new grade 3 boss for Brand Gate. The mechs are back, baby. And his effect is continuous on Vanguard cycle during your turn. If your order has 3 or more arenas, all of your front row units get plus 5k. And then auto Vanguard cycle once per turn. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked, you counterblast 2, draw a card, choose the same number of your rear guards as the number of arenas in your order zone and stand them. And if you chose 3 or more rear guards, all of the chosen rear guards get plus 5k power.
Huzzah.
So, the really cool thing is when we get a grade 1 arena, you're going to be able to get 5 attacks on turn, a good 5 attacks on turn 3, because everything's going to gain power. But until then, it becomes a turn 4 deck, which I think is still fine because Persona Ride plus the 5k is still pretty fucking good. But the really neat thing is on turn 3, even on just 2 orders, technically you only need to ever see 1 order like naturally in this deck. Because you have Habitable Zone to search your set orders, you have your ride line that searches another, so you just need to see one more. This is either becomes a weak-ish 5 attacks, or you just restand a full column and just push in, and I think that's not...
And we saw what happens when...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you saw what happens when you restand the column. If you have the grade 1, for example, on the rear guard, you restand and technically you gain 15 to the column.
Yeah. Like, the unreal thing is on turn 3... so the grade 2 is what? 15, 20, 25, 33? If you have one of your opponent's grade 2?
Yeah.
Like, they're taking it. Like,
which at that point, the whole week 5 attack, if you're going first, you can still do the week 5 attacks. Because let's say you have the grade 2 in the front row and something else. A good example would be the grade 3 Brain Gate card that's let you search a copy of a card in your order zone. And if you have, I think it's 2 more or 3 or more, it's a 23k attacker.
Yeah, the absolute something.
Yeah,
it was in the Office deck set.
Exactly. So not only do you have a 15 and then a potential 23, I think it does need
28.
2.
It gets 28.
Well, that's the point. It restands as a 28 and a 20 against a 10k grade 2.
It restands as a 33 actually. On turn 3, it'll be 28. Sure.
Yeah. Turn 3.
Once you hit the third order, you could be 33, 43.
Yeah, but that's the point.
Unreal.
Your opponent's a grade 2 and you're doing these numbers. You're doing 5 attacks with good units with these numbers. Like this deck.
And you have one of the
become
funniest
dangerous.
OTs in the game.
You really do. You really fucking do. But of course, that's not where it ends.
Oh, this comes
As
so
always, we get more support cards for cards like this in Compassionate Mechanic.
She's compassionate because she lets me draw.
Yeah,
She's so
exactly.
nice.
There's a grade 2 double rare that says continuous rearguard during your turn. If your order zone has 2 or more arenas, this unit gets 5k, which means in those instances a 15k attacker restanding is a 20k attacker. And an auto rearguard once per turn at the end of the battle that this unit attacked if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater and an arena in your order zone rests this battle. Energy Blast 3, draw a card, choose one of your other units, and it gets power 5k until the end of the turn. Because why the fuck not?
Welcome back, Maliaki.
This is the only energy card right now. So let's say you're going first, right? And you plop
Oh, you're
this
using
down
this,
and you only have one of it. All right, let me swing, rest the order, give her the ability on hit, and then Energy Blast 3 and draw a card, and now give 5k to the other unit. So it starts getting beefy. And then that other unit swings. And then you swing with Vanguard, and you restand and give this 5k and the other unit 5k. And then you swing with this again, and you Energy Blast 3 again and draw another card. And then you give 5k more to the other unit. So that other unit over there already gained 15k power overall.
You know the crazy thing? If you restand this twice, you can technically like put
Oh shit, it's a once per turn. Ignore me. It's a once per turn. Ignore me.
It's an end of battle. But the nice thing is you can't do the 5k twice, but you can keep applying the on hit to it. And then eventually when it does hit, you can proc it.
The on hits are until the end of battle. Her own ability is once per turn.
But her once per turn is at the end of the battle this unit attacked.
Yeah.
No, but the cool thing is you can keep putting the on hits on her if you want. And just like, because you can restand her, right?
Yeah.
You can kind
You
of
can't
keep putting
use
on hits
her
on her
own
to make them
ability
dumb.
more than once. That's my point.
Yeah, I know, but you can keep basically applying it until her things like become value. So you could, because her numbers are going to be lower than the other column, because she keeps like everything else will gain more power.
Right.
Because she'll be like 20k, 25 something. Your other column will get all the power gains from called the restands. So the other column will be like, say you're grade 3, that's like 33, 28, whatever.
Right.
And so because she'll be the lower power, they're most likely to guard her. But you can keep giving her the on hits so that they either take her hits and save the shield, or they waste shield on her and then have to take the massive columns.
Pretty much.
Which is
Fucking
so
fun.
cool. And then when eventually Proxy just go like, okay, cool, thanks for that. Anyway, draw card, 5k to the other guy.
Like,
Like,
this deck
so
can be
good.
this deck can be so funny. And of course, they showed us a couple support cards on the stream that could go with it. Combine Rusher, because why the fuck not,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, may as well. Yeah, I think
grade
Borderline,
3.
Habitable Zone, and that grade 3 are going to be a must in this deck.
Also, you know what, another card that's going to be a must, that's going to actually work really well? The new grade 1 triple rare that's coming in this set.
Yeah.
Because it'll go to Soul, it'll look at top 5, it'll grab you either a grade 2 or greater, could be this, could be your Vanguard, or an Order. Not to mention
What
being a
is there
13k
anything
booster.
Anything in Bracket like uses Soul that you can use to like abuse all the Soul you're getting? Is there anything really?
Generic?
Oh, you could run the you could technically no, you wouldn't run this, that's bad. I was thinking you could maybe run that Blitz order that like calls 2 cards with different names from drop and gives them 10k.
I mean, outside of Blitz Order we literally just talked about, that's a 10k shield for every arrested
Yeah.
that you potentially could use in this.
Yeah, I suppose
think
you
if
could,
there's
'cause
any-
you want to like capitalize on all that Soul somehow, right? You don't want to just like chill there.
There might be some future support cards for this deck that's Soul Blast, because at this point, nothing does Soul Blast, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. We'll be able to see that from there. I think that'd be pretty cool. I'd be happy to try that out. That sounds neat.
Oh, ooh, wait, you just reminded me, there is a card. There is a card you can potentially run in this that can actually fit really well and uses a shit ton of soul. Hold the phone. It's a double rare and it came in this set. Now, yes, is it you?
Hey,
No,
no,
it's not
way, dog. Yeah, nice.
My brain. No, is this? Yes, is this. When this unit is placed on rearguard, Soul Blast 2 and perform one of the following. Either search your deck for a set order, really put it into your order, and if your order zone has a card with the same card name, put it into hand, shuffle the deck, or choose a set order card from your order zone.
Philip, that's
and 3 or more.
That guarantees 3. What's it called? That guarantees 3 arenas.
Yeah, this gives you another
Please.
arena into hand for 2 Soul Blast, or if you already have 3 arenas, just Soul Blast 2 to countercharge 1.
That's pretty fucking good.
This actually fits in the deck really well, and it soul blasts a lot, which is the resource we were just talking about. Because if you're running shit like Boba main and the grade 1, you're soul charging a shit ton.
Cut this from the video. We're gonna source this up for BCS. Cut this from the video. They don't need to know. Leave it for the Patreon. That's fine. YouTube channel members be like.
Anyway, moving on. That was some really cool support for the new Rapper line.
I want to play.
And last week we saw some Lascaria support, but now we also have to see some Direful Doll support.
And this Direful Doll support is a grade 2 named Direful Doll Shelby. Oh, love the Peaky Blinders. Auto rearguard. When this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, you put a card with Direful Doll and its card name from drop into soul, and this gets plus 5k for each grade of the card put into soul for this cost. This reminds me of a card, Philip.
I know, right? And a great.
At the end of the battle, bind this unit. And when this attack hits a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. They're all free, by the way.
Pressure.
All free, by the way. No cost.
I do wish her art had a Cobra somewhere, just either sneaking or in the art somewhere.
How so?
Shelby Cobra.
Oh. Huh? Is this some American thing? I'm too English to understand.
Do you not know what a Shelby Cobra is?
No fucking idea.
You fucking nerd.
What do you mean? I can't believe I'm being shamed.
Well, you look that up. We also got another Direful Doll with Direful Doll Zyra. It's a grade 1 common for the Direful Dolls. It says auto rearguard at the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Direful Doll in its card name, bind this unit and energy charge 1.
Ooh. Love energy charge.
So, this is decent support. And it's more Direful Dolls in the deck, which is good because you only have a certain amount of Direful Dolls you could use. So having more Direful Dolls does help the deck a lot and to do its consistency things. My biggest problem is that the problems the deck had have not been fixed.
What sort of problems did it have? I thought some of it was like name bound, but I could be misremembering that.
So the biggest problem the deck had is the fact that Arnold called the same number of cards out of your soul as the number of as your opponent's grade. If you're not careful in how you're playing the deck, you eventually run out of soul and have nothing to call.
Yeah.
Now the grade 2 does fix that a little bit by putting cards into soul and helping the more soul thing. But it really came down to there was one specific grade 1 that you had to see almost every fucking turn in order to make the deck run really smoothly. And we have more cards that bind themselves, which is fine and dandy, but you already had targets for guarding almost every single turn you wanted to do a specific order to get specific stuff for setup for next turn. It's just cool support. I like having a 25k beat stick and potentially an energy charger, but I wanted better consistency. And there's another thing about the energy charger that I don't like. An energy charger is 1. That is very pointless. Because the deck has a card that lets you multi-attack for Energy Blast 3. So you always energy charge 3, and you always Energy Blast 3. In order for this card to be useful, you need to use it 3 times in a game.
Yeah. Or I guess fill your back row with them, but that feels really ass.
And you have other cards, and I don't know if the game's gonna go long enough to where you get a chance to use this 3 times in a game. The only time I can see this really useful is if you went second and you're missing pieces and you know you're not going to be multi-attacking as much, so you Energy Blast 7, draw a card, play this, Energy Charge 1, so you're now at 3, and you're now set in good numbers for Energy Blasting for your effects and Energy Charging and all that.
Yeah. I can see that. I do feel I've not tested the doll deck enough. I want to play when DZ Cell 1 comes out. I'm leaving it until then.
I wanted more consistency. I will admit the deck I built was not optimal. Need to put Zargon in. Zargon actually fits really well in this deck for the early game and just more fucking soul. And there's one more card I actually agree with people, because you do have Direful Doll triggers. If you put in the Unica grade 1 ride line and you have the triggers in there, you can bind the trigger. It's in fucking bind zone. So now Arnold can pull it, and now you have a 20k shield that available to you when you want it.
And that's the Direful Doll or Trigger is the effect heal, the grade one, right?
It's either the effect heal, a normal heal, or a crit. So there's technically 3 Direful Doll triggers that
There's
exist.
a normal.
Only one of them is an effect
There is
heal.
a doll crit, right? And what's the heal? Like the normal heal.
It came out in the Jadul. It came out in the Jadul one, I think.
Sure, I thought that was a crit. Fair enough.
No, the crit came in the quick start deck. Actually, yeah, no. Yes, the crit came in the quick start deck.
Fair. I must be misremembering icons then.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
I'll still test it out and hope for the best, but damn, I was hoping for better support.
Oh look, it's Fuzzy Choco.
Speaking of better support, we actually got announcements of certain cards getting revealed in certain days. We're getting a triple rare for Jail, which is a little bit out of left field. And apparently it's apparently going to be a grade 2, so interesting to see what's going to happen there. Then we're getting another monster, it seems, potentially. It might not be a monster, it might be just it's an Grappler unit. It's 100% an Grappler unit, fuck that. It's holding a water ball and towel. It's an Grappler fucking unit.
Me when people exercise, it must be an Grappler.
I think we're getting another Direful Doll. I'm not sure, I can't read Japanese, but the art tells me it might be.
I mean, there's one easy way of checking. Do you want to go back one slide?
Oh, very valid.
No, it's not.
I do. It is not. It is not a Direful Doll. So it's just a Dark States grade 1 that's a rare that does something. And then we get a double rare for Stakea. That's a ghost.
Zorga,
I'm going to assume, Zorga's last double rare that it's needing.
Yeah, because I think it's confirmed that lore, like, she's going with Zorga to, like, search for, like, something from Night Mist.
Oh, that's actually cool.
Yeah, because I don't know why I think they're pretty much implying that Zorga used to be, like, a Night Mist crew, because his entire lore is, like, looking for, like, Night Mist artifacts.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
anyway,
he's an old soul, you know?
Jesus, man. Speaking of future cards, the next Tuesday stream will be revealing cards related to Flagberg.
Woo! That's what we're talking about, baby! Woo!
Which, depending on how I feel, I might just put Flagberg against Majesty Lord and watch that suffering.
Yeah, that would be suffering. Don't do that to me.
As for the Thursday stream next week, we're getting a whole new lyrical ride line that looks to be inspired by a rock band called Flame G.
Flamge.
That works too. But hey, everybody's been hyping whenever they saw that ride line in the PV. So a lot of support for this deck, even though we don't know what it does yet.
I'm curious, because the thing is, it's been so hard to, like, guess what those lyrical decks are going to be doing. Because, like, normally they capture, like, the aesthetics of the deck really well in mechanics, but it's really hard to predict which way they're going to go about it. I'd like to finally see a lyrical deck that's, like, drop zone based. I think that'd be kind of cool.
We have a lyrical deck that's drop zone based. It's called Medial.
Do we? I don't know. Isn't that the Handigo?
No. Yeah, no, technically yes.
I'll take either that or I'll take, like, the design for the, do you remember the old Bank Dream decks? Where you have, like, a song that goes in the back center? Yeah. You have, like, the band member. I don't think they'll do that, but I think that'd be kind of cool. I used to like that.
I mean, they're still doing that. The songs still go in the back center.
Do they?
Yes, you played... Go. Yeah, you played them.
Morphonica, whatever.
Yes, you played them. They go into the back center.
Yeah, we don't have that deck, though.
Oh, fucker. Anyway... We've got to now talk about the
FGO. It's been Grand Order. It's FGO. She won the Holy Grail War, dude. She came back.
So a lot of stuff showed in the product stream, and yes, one of the things that we saw is the 7th Faded One, and it is Faded One of Time. Where the fuck is the name? There we go. Faded One of Time. Liel Amorta.
And
I
yes, like the DSR a lot.
And yes, there is a DSR drawn by Clamp that actually does look legit.
So we can kind of chase you up for the Razel one.
Yeah. So fun fact, as of this recording, there has been absolutely no Keter triple rares revealed.
Real.
There is almost a 99% chance that not 99%, almost 100% in the sense of one of them is going to be definitely this faded one. That is definitely one of the triple rares come in set 2.
Imagine if the only way to get a hold of her in set 2 is the DSR, and the proper one comes out in set 3.
No. But yes, she's definitely going to be one of them. And then because she's a faded one, and this has always been happening, she's going to get a triple rare support card to go with her. So that's 2, which means the last triple rare support in set 2, more than likely, because Varga got one, is going to be a Razel support card.
Well, it would make sense for it to be Razel, not so much because Vargo one, but because the characters appear in the second half of the anime, and he's got to play against Blankdemire somehow. So
Exactly.
it's
So it's 100% a Razel support triple rare. Which makes me pissed a little bit, because we have a Razel support card almost guaranteed, right? And we have a Varga triple rare support card, which technically also works for Eugene, but we're going to ignore that fact. I don't know if we're getting a lyrical one, because as of right now, there literally is only one lyrical triple rare, and it's a Kyoka support card. And
I do. The old one looks so nice.
And
like the new arts for the lyrical set looks so pretty.
Exactly. So I don't know if Chris Rain's gonna get a triple rare support card, because if she does, I'm gonna be pissed because Velstra didn't get a dedicated triple rare support card.
I don't think Chris Rain's getting one this set. If we are, to be like a dual support one, I think. I can see that.
Yeah, but no. See, but that's my point. That means it's still not fair because Velstra didn't get shit.
Velstra is okay. He does that. Velstra doesn't deserve love. He gets good support and good stride deck set matchups.
I will put him on the map again.
I don't think he's off the map. He's playable.
I know, but I'm gonna make even more.
If stride deck sets
I'm gonna
pick
take
up
him a
again,
step forward.
I think this Springfest season taught me something. That's whenever there's a stride deck set, somebody should pull Velstra out.
Anyway, speaking of other news, that was set 2, and set 3 has already been announced, and we're getting a couple of goodies in set 3. One of which is apparently we're getting some SERs.
Is that festival?
They're going to be the energy cards with the characters on them, and they actually look really nice.
Oh, so that's on set 3. That's Festival Booster.
Sorry, Festival Booster. Thank you for the correction.
I think those are cool. What this reminds you of? Do you remember the imaginary gift res?
Exactly.
I love those. I'm happy they're coming back. I like this kind of stuff. I like when hierarchy stuff is customizable.
I think these cards are going to force people to actually start using cards as energy, just so they can use these.
And no thanks, bro. Give me back my memory counters. They're cool.
In other news, yes, we already felt the world shake when this got announced, and we're going to talk about it now.
Feels good,
Set
bro.
3 was named for a reason, the way it was named. Because we are getting Dayusha inside of Set 3 Dimensional Transcendence.
Bro, I tell you what, when this got revealed, it felt like, because I was playing Zero at the time, I remember when Zero first released Dayusha, because you'd play and you'd get the little cutout of Kote just shouting about it, and every time I see this painting, I just have that soundbite in my head. I'm like, oh, bring on the deck. Can't freaking wait to play it.
Well, luckily, because it's Dimensional Police, you can't finish Dayusha without some Dimensional Robo support, and we're getting all the fucking staples back.
It's Dayusha, baby, let's go! Was it Dayusha, Die Dragon, and I always forget the other three. I think the red one is Die Dragon, isn't it? Right?
If this thing combines again and jump rides, I'm gonna be really pissed.
I'll be so happy. That'll be so cool. Well, no, that deck used to be like a neg 4. That's fine. That's okay. Ez will be like, oh, I'm just gonna discard one. This is just nah, dude. What about fall from hand?
So, do you because I think Diebird was always a rear guard. Of course, the
It is Diebird. It's not Die Dragon. Sure, Die Dragon's something else.
I think the ride lines, we have the 0. I think we know what the 2 and 3, grade 1 and 2 are going to be. So just a question of what the other ones are going to be.
So we know what the 2 is going to be. The other 3, 2 of them, I believe, used to be other grade 1s or triggers.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to have. I'm so going to be so wrong on this. I think they had. I know in 0 they had like the soul effect of you can put them from soul to drop to gain 3k. But obviously that's not going to happen anymore. Because the whole idea was like you put them together, then you could like gain power. I think one of them had like an on-play CB1 give something power, but I think Diebird was like on rear guard, like the old effect was like
right.
On attack if your Vanguard is a dimensional Robo gain 3k, so it was like 12, I think. But
I can see that.
I could be like super zero brain. Like this sounds like zero brain.
Regardless, it's cool to see them back. I can't wait to see what they actually do. This will more than likely be an encounter deck because of how stuff works in Vanguard apparently. So all good news there. Speaking of, I'll say good news because I'm actually hyped for this a little bit. We have more confirmation on the Lyrical Booster 1.
The art looks so nice.
And we have a new fresh unit on the cover of it that, as Echo said, it just looks phenomenal.
That looks so nice.
What the effect's gonna do, we have no fucking idea.
So nice. If you go to the next slide of all the different dress-up versions.
Oh yeah, exactly. Why you got a spoiler shove? Like, apparently dress-up is gonna be a normal thing happening now, and as such, for course,
set 3 supports are getting.
Yeah, these 6 ride lines are getting dressed up.
One. You got the 6-fingered Michu.
Yeah, this is the original Japanese one.
6-finger Michu, baby.
They fixed it. She has the proper amount of fingers, but still, this is gonna be hype because Letitia was already a strong deck. So what her dress up's gonna do is gonna be very dictate what she does. Kyoka is probably the second strongest out of these, in my opinion, and like all of these, I can't boggle my head around what they're gonna do because all the dress ups so far have upgraded the decks in such a way that nobody predicted and just went, oh shit.
Yeah, Michu gang, rise up. I'm picking up my Michu cards as we speak.
I gotta say, I'm more curious to see what they're gonna do with Lifa because her deck had potential. It just sucked.
Yeah, I'm just happy that they're just going like a really nice aesthetic, nothing edgy. They're not trying anything weird. It's just nice art. I'm very happy.
Exactly. So can't wait to see what that happens when it happens. But that's not the only thing happening in set 3. We're also getting, this is set 3, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Set 3 of DZ is getting a collab with more VTubers, right? Oh, come on. You gotta admit, we literally got this news today. And apparently, and some of these arts actually look really cool. So this one is, I'm gonna potentially butcher a lot of these, is Emma Aizawa ride line. And I will do the effort in editing. We actually have her full ride line in art and it actually looks cool. And apparently she'll be representing Dragon Empire. Then moving on, we got Benny Yakumo. She and her ride line is going to be apparently a Dark States ride line, which,
that's
for the course.
That's okay. Just look at that hair.
I know, right? And then another ride line is Runa Shinomiya, which will be apparently a lyrical ride line.
Ain't no way.
And additional members will include as support cards of Noa Kurumi and Roro, Sumire Kage and Poyaneko. Butchering a little bit this. And then Toro Korage and Gonzalez.
Just us two VTuber fans looking at each other.
I know, right? I still like the implications of these, and the arts actually do look phenomenal, so I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
I'm sure it's cool if you're like the person on it. Like, that probably feels pretty cool. I know, I'm just like personally not super invested in VTubers, so to me it's like kind of nothing, but if the ride lines are cool, the ride lines are cool.
Exactly. Speaking of stuff that's cool, Vanguard Theater Days is not dead.
Why is it a portion of cards from DBT 11?
I do not understand.
And why not just drop all of D's wheel dress at this point?
I honestly do not understand. I'm a little bit concerned about Vanguard Dear Days because of the implication of DZ and all that.
Does it mean by portion that there's no collab triggers? Like, I'm guessing that's what that means. Like, no.
That could be it. That could be very much.
But then why not just drop 12, 13 and like everything else at the same time? I don't get it.
I don't know,
just,
man.
Just
I
drop
just
it. Like,
know
we're not in that format anymore.
I just know we're getting our festival booster cards. We're getting the dress ups of our original lyrical ride lines. On top of that, we're also getting all the Chaos, Eva, Jump Ride, the new ones agreed on. Basically, set 11.
Yeah. Me when the set 11 announcement contains set 11 cards.
I know, right? Well, granted, hold up. Brain. There it is.
Spoilers? Ban list?
Yeah, it does include Clash of Heroes, but the festival, like, wait, am I tripping right now?
What's that?
Yeah, okay, it's including Festival Booster and Clash of Heroes. It's set 11 plus another booster. So maybe that's why.
No. So it's festival. So it's festival without the reprints because they're already in the game, and
exactly.
Probably set 11 without the Bank Dream collab because we don't need them. It's just crits. It's whatever. That would still be everything else because if you look at the next one, nothing's missing.
Actually, hold up. I think I know what they might have removed.
What?
And I could be right about this. You know what they could have... I think I know what they removed. Set 11. Hold up, yeah. I'm not seeing something specific in there.
Silhouette?
I'm not seeing Silhouette or Mythiarch, yeah.
That's such a weird thing to cut, though.
They could be a licensing thing.
That seems so silly to cut that.
I don't know. I really don't.
No, because like by that logic, the OTs and Regas pieces aren't on there, but like I'm sure they're still in there. Because Festival's only reprints removed, right?
Yeah, we have the new OTs, the Elemental ones, and we have the Regulus piece for Badal in there.
Oh yeah,
as well as all the, we're getting the Festival, Soul Blast one, look at top 5 if you played in order, cards, all that.
T-Fall, whatever it is, yeah.
So we'll see what we get. It is super weird.
I just don't get why you wouldn't just drop all of like... I don't understand why they don't just do a definitive edition or something. Make it cost like $20 or $15-20 more. Just include all the DLC up to like end of Will Dress, like set 13 and Shiranu Blue Art deck sets. And just be let's suffer from Shiranu like the rest of us. Have fun.
Let's be honest about one real quick fact, which is still unfortunately saddening. We're finally getting set 11 in Boost and Festival, right? And we're about to be in set 3 of DZ.
Yeah, it's the one thing that saddens me a bit is just because the January like release gap makes it so that like Japan's getting set 3 and lyrical reveals, and I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting for quick start decks. That'll be any month now. Like we're just like 3 weeks away from like quick start decks and energy being in the game.
About 3 weeks, yeah.
And like Japan's already like, hey, here's our like set 3.5 announcement, and we're like, oh cool, great, sick, yep. Mm-hmm.
Go into extra booster lyrical, go into Jesus Christ.
Because the issue is we always then have a couple months where like we get like back-to-back sets, and that gets really tiring to keep up with. And you're like, bro, just like shorten the schedule and like keep it consistent, please. Like just the fact that we get a set in December and then no set until like May, it's like.
Well, speaking of keeping up with stuff, now you got to keep up with a new ban list because we have a new Japanese ban list. We don't know if it's going to translate into English because a couple of stuff is missing from this ban list. But
should translate to English. Fucking Christ.
I know, right? We have a choice restriction between the Stride deck set Shiranui in Vanguard and the Overtrigger for Dragon Empire. A choice restriction between the Stride deck set Luard and Callgown, or Cellgown, however you fucking pronounce it. And an unrestriction of the Ballista restriction.
Good. That restriction was too late anyway. But yeah, no, I'm glad to see Ballista coming back because like that plussing just basically catches up to where the deck is now. Like I will not listen to anybody who tries to tell me that Ballista is too much when like Shiranu exists.
This is not a Katrina. This is not a Katrina's back dominating. This is just putting Ballista back to be strong enough to deal with everything that's going on right now.
Yeah, like Ballista could high roll the shit out of people when it came out, but like now it's in line. If anything, I don't think it keeps up even with this. No. It just gives you like the old high roll, but like sure, I guess.
Exactly.
The Selgio and Luad, I'm a bit sad because like I was hoping to play with Selgio a little bit, but it is what it is at the end of the day.
So the thing is, we still have not got any confirmation we're getting Selgio in English.
Well, I think if we don't get it, a lot of decks get way worse just by not. Like Raziel, I don't think is playable without it. I don't like Luad. You could cope around it. Selgio, like Raziel, I was like, nah, dude, this is not happening. Like, ain't no way.
I need my plus. I need my plus.
Real. Like the OT hit, I'm like, I understand why it's hit. Obviously, you've played it in our Springfest team. Like, you know how insane it is. But like, another part of me kind of feels like this is now the first standard, but third hit around over triggers in total. Because we had Spangled hit in Grey Nature, we had Ultima hit with OTs in general, and now we have this.
True. I forgot
so
about
this is now
Spangled.
the third
You're
hit of
completely
them.
correct.
Like, it's now the third hit of them just like going, we're not going to ban the OT, which is like clearly the problem here. We're going to like, because people go like, oh, it's the resound. I'm like, yeah, the resound's attached to a banned mechanic. Like, just lose it. Like, stop banning around it. Like, if people play Yu-Gi-Oh, it's the equivalent of like banning Hakafai, like banning everything around Hakafibrex, and not just being like, hey, maybe this card is just really fucking good and we can just get rid of it. Like,
True.
Yeah.
But overall, there was
besides
technically
that, good list. Besides that, I'm
exactly.
Besides that,
nothing hit for V or Premium. Because there's
but we
nothing
never
really
expect those in
changed
Japan
Premium.
because Japan never has it. I'm expecting maybe something for us, but the concern that we have for us in English is like the Selgion hit won't happen. I'm hoping we see Jet and Willista unrestricted. I think Jet is fine. I think come back. I think we're going to get the OT hit for sure, and we're going to probably get the rule change that's going to be in the next slide.
Yep.
The sad thing is like our premium is in a pretty okay spot. It's just like a bit stale because with no premium product, it's going to be the third or fourth consecutive season of the same. Which, while not bad, it's like once you've solved it, you've solved it. Like, it's not a bad
The only
format,
thing that
but,
can
like, it's the same
change
decks.
Premium, the only thing that can change Premium is potentially little generic standard cards that might introduce new combos. A good example is the fact that Lyrical got a little bit of a bump in power because it got its own Denial Griffin combo now.
Yeah, we got the 2 bounces. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, it didn't make the thing with standard with Premium at the moment is like it doesn't make bad decks playable. It makes good decks better. Like, Highlander was a good deck. You just gave me better combos. Or like, for example, like with V, like V is in a boring spot, but only because we get like 1 or 2 support cards, which means until something creeps like Gurgit's going to be best deck. And if you hit Gurgit, like because V had that problem we've spoken about before where cards directly replace a previous deck, all you do by killing a deck is the next card just becomes the best deck again. So
Exactly.
it's like it's just like because the support is so infrequent, it's literally just a ladder that just shifts one spot up. So it's like it's really hard to do anything with it.
I do
Kill V.
I agree, unfortunately. I do like I think it's finally time for V to say goodbye.
Or give me V Clan collections. I'm okay with it then. But yeah, it's like because when we did Springfest like a couple weeks ago, like the vibe on Tri-Reg was so dead. Like you could see all the V players like were there because somebody had to take the L on that. That was so unfortunate. Like, oh well.
It is what it is. Well, speaking of the other restriction, now they said, fuck cooking, just stick to the recipe.
That's the sad part. Like, on the one side, like, I understand why they do it this way, and I think that there is, like, an aspect of, like, this is fine, because now you have to play the whole ride line from the Stride deck sets. But another part of me kind of feels like a lot of D is already so, like, restricted in like, how you have to build a deck, that this feels like one more thing they kind of, like, decide to take away, and it's like, okay, like...
Let's be a little bit honest on the top of that, though. Like, outside of Shiranui, almost all of the other Stride deck sets really didn't divulge.
But the sad part is, like, they were all restricted because all of their ride skills were really good, so you'd keep those. Then Shiranui was, like, insane with the Doji Grade 2.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the fault of the Doji Grade 2. I think that's the fault of the way they designed the Shiranui deck set. Of having, like, the best late game in the game.
No, it's actually not the fault of the Shiranui deck set. Because, you think of it this way, it's not the fault of the Shiranui deck set because the Shiranui original cards always worked the way they did. They had to make them CB somehow, they had them Soul Blast and everything, and Shiranui was always a stealth unit. Where the problem occurred was them making Sojo Doji stealth and their effects, and then not thinking about a potential future where they would make a Stride deck set. Because I can tell you right now, they made Sojo Doji, and they made the stealth gimmick, and then later down the road they decided to make Shiranui, and then the realization occurred of, oh shit.
See, we say that, but I don't know, because... So, we know that they design things about 6 months ahead of time, right? Like, just about.
Yeah.
That means set 11 was around the same time as the Stride deck set, or at least it could have gone back and changed it.
Mm-hmm.
But set 11 is where all the good Doji cards came out.
True.
The Great 2 and the Great 1 are set 11.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter stands the fact that the whole deck revolves around the name Stealth. They
But the
could
thing
have
is,
made
but with the knowledge that it's all tutorable, they could have adjusted the cost on the stride deck sets or not made it once per turn. Or made it once per turn. Like, make it so that the costs don't complement the existing Doji ride line costs. Like,
They should
everything in
have
the
made-
Doji stuff is CB and all the Shiranui stuff is Soul Blast.
Yeah.
But like, when you made... It's not that the Doji stuff is at fault, it's when you designed Shiranui, you knew Doji exists. And you should have balanced it around the fact that exists already somewhat. But on the other side, I'm kind of sad that like this is like another aspect of like you can't cook.
Okay, granted, you say all the Sojo cards were bonkers, but you only really use two. You use the Ride Line and the Grade 2 that looks at top 5. And while the Grade 2 that looks at top 5 is a new card and is a little bit busted, its biggest flaw is the fact that it searches as Stealth and Shiranui is all stealth. The fact that
What
man
if
understands
more
is the
Shiranui
Grade
was CB then?
Yeah, but the fact that man understands is the Grade 2 Shiranui Ride Line was honestly the major one in fault because it gave Shiranui everything it wanted for free. It gave it an extra soul for its all Soul Blast costs, which they made Soul Blast costs as a part of it, sure, but also gave Shiranui a stride deck set that its one weakness of stride deck sets is early game, a way to get a free fucking rearguard on the board to do shit with.
But it also meant it was the deck. So the thing that Shiranui did with the Genkai Grade 2 is that it had a weakness in the early game because it couldn't pop off until like turn 3 you had like no power gain, like CB1 draw, I guess. Like
Yeah, but that was
you want to burn your CB on that, I guess.
That's a weakness of every strat deck.
Sure. But no, it wasn't. Jet had early game. Jet had insane early game.
No, Jet didn't have insane early game. Jet had, I'm gonna pop my hand down and hope it does something, otherwise I'm gonna be in a low hand size where my opponent's gonna clap back at me. That's one of the reasons
because you could call a full hand on Jet and you could because the issue you have is when it becomes a mirror match, which Shiranui was going to be. Like you don't need to have a good grade 2 game. You need to have a better grade 2 game than them.
Yes.
So having a slightly better grade 2 game and you basically almost auto won those games. But the sad part is like Genkai, because we were talking about it when we were considering Shiranui, was like Genkai and Doji got into this like cool little metagame where like depending on what most people were on, they varied in how correct they are. But that was cool. Like I thought that wasn't terrible. Like I know in a vacuum it was the best deck. Like and it needs hit. That's fine. I'm just sad that like the only way they could figure out to go about it is to like remove a bit of customization from standard. Because a lot of standard is already like if this grade 0 is ridden upon by this other grade 1, it's like well okay, like you're gonna run that grade 1 then. Like were you not gonna get a skill? Like
exactly. So a fun fact here is the fact that we only have 4 strat deck sets right now. It is naive to think we're not going to get another one soon because...
But this is a rule change. I don't think this applies to just these 4. I think these 4 are just the example.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about this will apply in the future. And so as such, I'm kind of connecting the dots here of... We still are missing and honestly are due to get a Stoicheia and a Lyrical stride deck set. Because there's still the grade 3s from set 13 in standard that literally have a whole set of skills that cannot be used in standard.
Thing is, the Whip is because they started releasing them in duos, and I do like the duo release schedule. Don't get me wrong. I don't know what stride deck set do you give Lyrical? Loris? Who cares about Loris?
Unless you completely change the lore and the nation and make Pale Moon Hari a Lyrical deck.
Get the fuck out. Stop. No. Thing is, I like as much as I like Rami Labyrinth, I don't want to see another set for them because that would be like they just got last year the premium deck set.
Right.
I don't really want like another Harry and like Nairo set.
So the only ones that come to mind is Favas and Loris, yeah.
But the issue is that there's like no link for them. That's like the Whip Eyes, like Bermuda, because Lyrical is so specifically Bermuda. And Bermuda never really had like a stride persona in that way.
Yeah.
Like Cho-O, I guess. I guess you could go Cho-O. Like the last.
That's a stretch.
Like Cho, like Tiroa, I guess. Like Tiroa would probably work or Anj would work, but there's no like character that goes with it. Lyrical has like boss units, but not like ride lines. Unless it's Shizuku. Shizuku was a ride line. But
Unless they want to go really deep and just jump all the hurdles and make a Rivier stride deck set.
make a coral one.
Sure.
Rivia does not need more premium support. Fuck that deck, dude. Fuck that deck.
See, that's my point. That's my point. Exactly that.
Because the Sapphires,
We'll
everything
see.
they make will be premium support. So it just has to be like, guys, you're going to have to calm the fuck down on this. Because all these
Only
cards are so
time-
old that like they're unplayable. Like, they're
Exactly.
old.
Only time will tell. We're actually due for another stride deck set sooner than later. And the only other news we can finish this off is the fact that there is English confirmation that in set 2 we will also be getting the Sky Drive ride line.
I'm very happy. I was worried that we weren't going to get these. They adjusted the webpage for the set. So originally our assessment was correct because the numbers were different. I think they adjusted it now from what I understand. So these are the same.
Huzzah. I honestly think whenever it comes to stuff like this, it's a licensing thing for whatever reason for the English side and all that. And I think they figured it out and said, yep, never mind, it's in there.
Yeah. Because it's Korokoro, but I think it's still owned by Bushiroad, which is why I think they have a bit less of a licensing problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's all Bushiroad product, so I think to an extent they still call the shots on that.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm excited because it's really generic and the deck's not like very good. It's funny they can search any grade 2 from the deck. That's pretty funny. But like, it's not good, but it's cool.
It's really cool, and it's probably one of the strongest early game ride lines in Dragon Empire right now.
I'm looking
It's
forward
like
to it.
Rush.
All commons and res, baby. Let's go.
But I'm not looking forward to it. I need to face this shit. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But with that being said, we've actually covered everything that's happened last week, especially the product stream, and we're actually looking forward to the next week and all that. Well, almost done. Set 2 will be almost out for DZ and all that. So with all that being said, we're going to end this episode here. Thank you so much for watching episode 213 of V-Time. Like the episode, please like, share it with your friends. Comment down below what you think the flag work support is going to do, or the new lyrical ride line is going to do, or even what the new faded one of time will be doing whenever we get the announcement for her to be coming out, yada yada yada.
We'll see it in the episode. V reboots. Divine skill bud, your gun gets.
But if you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell to get notified, maybe become a member for some awesome perks, because those perks are going to be getting upgraded very soon. But with all that being said, I've been Philip.
And I've been Echo.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Most positive I've ever been, honestly. Woo!
You had to throw that little snippet at the end, didn't you? Which was true.
Least negative Echo video. What the fuck?